players will line up now for a moment's silence. As they stand together, as European rugby stands together with the people of France and Paris.
And therefore, we would like to ask you, as a mark of respect to the victims and their families, to please observe a minute's silence. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Maurice Matra of Italy, the referee. An opening weekend of European competition when our thoughts have been very much elsewhere.
Well, after a dominant first month of English domestic rugby, Dave Ewers comes toe-to-toe with the hard-hitting Dan Lydiard. It's a classic case of contrast. The ball-carrying Englishman, the massive tackling Welshman. What a test for Ewers today.
Away we go. The Ospreys, 5 years since they qualified for a quarter-final. That was a spell when it seemed like the last 8 had been cracked. Not so of late, though. For Exeter, making their move this season, they hope, to the next level. And that means at least a semi-final domestically, and a European Champions Cup knockout spot would do very nicely to go alongside that. Early run from Matt Jess. There's Will Chudley at scrum half. Big Dave Ewers. Chudley again. Captain Steenson.
Nice carry of the gain line from Gareth Steenson.
Jack Knowles at fullback today, moving there from the wing. Many feel he could play outside centre as well. Certainly got the versatile tag. Very talented young man. As is Henry Slade, but reduced to tackling there alongside Sam Hill as well, as the Ospreys get their hands on it. Dan Lydiard. Hands all over that. Referee back for the knock forward.
One for the defence there from the Ospreys. They read Henry Slade's little faint pass there, all over him, made the big hit. There's Luke Cowan-Dickey on the charge. But the Ospreys, 2 men in very quickly, putting the pressure on, and there's Slade. The call that's read very easily there by the Ospreys.
First scrum. Paul James, Scott Baldwin, Dimitri Arhit, the Ospreys front row. Arhit recovering from chickenpox. He's gone through the infectious stage, so clearer to play in this match, the Moldovan, who missed the international game last week because of the illness.
Massive test, isn't it, for the Exeter back three today. Matt Jess, Jack Nowell and James Short facing Dan Bigger, one of the world's great kicking fly halves. It's a damp old night, and Bigger undoubtedly will go via the aerial route and will test Nowell at full-back and the two wings.
Crouch! Bind!
Chiefs front row is Alec Hepburn, first European start for him after his first Premiership start last week alongside Luke Cowan-Dickey and Thomas Francis, most tight head in the World Cup. And that is one for Paul James up against Francis.
Well, last week for Exeter, they really had the Tigers front row on the rope. Two Lions in Tom Youngs and Dan Cole. First scrum of the day, though, it's Paul James. Ospreys, then Bath, and back to Ospreys, who gets the upper hand there. And Thomas Francis, of course, a Welsh international himself. Cross-border stuff in the front row.
Here's Scott Baldwin. And Justin Tippering. Alan Wynne-Jones, the big names back for the Ospreys. And the captain drives on well there. Leonard out to Bigger. Here's Jonathan Spratt. Try scorer last week. Ospreys, much better performance in the Pro 12 then. Dan Lydiot. It's another good carry. Bigger. And Evans on to Eli Walker. Wearing 11, but operating in the right wing position there. He's there in the warm-up too. Bigger again. Leonard. Matavesi might be a little bit in behind, but it's covered well by Noel, who went for the offload. Not sure Jess was either prepared or happy about that.
Now it's poor play there from Jack Nowell. He had support coming. That ball could have been recycled. It gives the Ospreys a good attacking situation. Slippery night. Alan Wynne-Jones just about gets his big red hand to it. And then Lydiot on the charge, known as a tackler, but that's a good gain line cross. And here's Jack Nowell. Great position. That's awful. And even if that ball goes to Matt Jess, Jess has got nowhere to go at all. He knew it.
And so did he. Man in charge of the Chiefs, Rob Baxter, claimed by all, having done such a good job, now wants to take it to that next level.
You're not going to reach that next level with naive play like that from Jack Nowell. He's a good player, almost as if Exeter have had such a good start to the season. They were too confident there. You've got to play rugby in the right parts of the field at this level.
Goes back to Baldwin. Keeping the Chiefs thinking there. And Wynne-Jones again. There's Ahip and Leonard and Matavesi. Ospreys looking like the home side here with this strong start. Goes Leonard again. Paul James. He's coming back quickly as well. And from Tipperick. And Alan Wynne-Jones, just to see what the Chiefs are defending like around the fringe there. And here's a penalty coming, as they were fringing. Leonard, little dart. James to Bigger. He's beaten a couple, but the tackles still come in. Armand, it is good defence. Has on one occasion been a legal defence. So the referee still seeing if the Ospreys can make something of this. Here goes Dan Evans now, the fullback. He's going to leave it to Leonard. Baldwin clears away. Leonard again. Here comes Dan Evans. There's Ive. Back it goes quickly. Out the slot machine again. Alan Wynne-Jones, spin on the pass. Oh, that's a bit of space maybe. And Evans is hauled down, nearly through. Approaching 20 phases here, so Bigger with a drop goal. And he's missed it. But he knew that the penalty shot was going to be even easier.
Very fine defence there from Exeter. Alan Wynne-Jones getting his hands on the ball so much, just wave after wave of attacking play. Brendan Leonard, former All Black, former Waikato Chief, tries to hurdle over the line. Exeter's line speed off the defence is very good there. First of all, it's Ewers with the tackle there, the inside ball. Steenson's there. You can see Jess stepping off the line, and in the end it's the free play. And I've got to say, it's almost as if referee should say, as this kick goes over and makes it 3-0, you say to the scrum half, do you want to take the advantage, to take it now? We must have got a full minute there. You can see Exeter's defence, they are parsimonious to say the least. They and Saracens only conceded 2 tries in the Premiership.
Well, Bigger got his 3 points in the end, taken by Tipperick. And Bigger not happy with that one, a little bit off the side of the boot. Undoubtedly one of the great performances in the Rugby World Cup against England, and all around that, in fact, he had a wonderful tournament.
Astonishing range to his kicking game. Sometimes the centres might think, is there a little bit more you can offer us? But as a kicker, he was unparalleled. His range of plays, quite brilliant.
There's Chudley to Steenson. Good hands there in the midfield from Slade, and it goes wide to Jess. First chance for the Chiefs to show what they've got, but the Ospreys defence also up to it.
This is beautiful hands here from Henry Slade. Nice pass here. Watch Slade fix the man, bang! That is a lovely, it's a big pass to Nowell as well. Classy in the end. Just watch this now, just go back to this again, it's worth it. The check just to fix his man. So many players will just fade with the pass and the defenders will just drift out. Slade can hold his man square because his technique was so good there.
Well, Will in the studio used the word, didn't he? He's all class. It's Henry Slade. We saw it again there. Ospreys will want to keep him out of the game if they can. And they'll be delighted with the forward effort there.
Swimming to the side. You're not to the middle.
It's been an excellent first 10 minutes for the Ospreys pack. They've dominated the scrum, dominating the line, and whilst we saw that Exeter have only conceded 39 points this season, in the first 10 minutes Exeter have conceded 3 penalties. If Bigger controls territory and the penalties keep coming, then it won't be a matter of scoring tries. Bigger will kick Exeter to defeat. They have got to sort out this battle up front, because it's going to give Bigger and Leonard a platform.
Hand in, and that was Armand. There goes Jess.
That's one for the scrapbook. Alan Wynne-Jones beaten by Armand.
Steenson takes it up to the line. One from Selby to Don Armand, runner-up for Premiership Player of the Month in October. There's Alec Hepburn, finds his fellow prop Thomas Francis. Away goes Chudley, caught by Dan Lydiard. Many have suffered at the hands of Lydiard over the years. With a tackle like that, that's working the space there. Exeter nearly working their way through again. But Noel is driven backwards, and that's adjudged to be a bit high.
There is no leeway in rugby union. Yesterday I was watching the New Zealand v England Rugby League match, and the difference in an officiating between what's a high tackle in league and union, it is quite dramatic. A couple of years ago, you know, if the arm was straight out, you were always going to get penalised. Now, if it's anywhere near the shoulders, you're going to get pinged. Great moment there for Armand. Alan Wynne-Jones does not lose many lineouts here or anywhere.
He's got most line-out steals, I think, in the Premiership, Armand, this season. So there's another now in Europe. And against, as you say, one of the best line-out exponents in Alan Wynne-Jones. Now, the Ospreys would have been pleased with their forward effort on the rolling maul, which led to the penalty. Exeter try and do the same here to set it up. In goes Chudley, working in tight spaces and working well. And carrying well again. Chudley again just flicks away that pass to Mitch Lees. Chudley once more.
It's quick one-hour rugby here.
And then popping out the side of the run. Leonard to Spratt and Evans. He loves the runs as the fullback. With a cautious approach and the long kick. There's a flag up. The crowd are going to love that. Noel is not going to.
Difficult start for the England international. As you can see, the home crowd are delighted with that. Bad 30 seconds there for Exeter. They're 5 metres from the Ospreys line. Their ball control isn't good enough. They're not patient enough. And then 60 metres downfield, the fullback makes an error.
But the Chiefs have it back here. Chudley's kick, way too much on that. And that's not just off the pitch, that's well into the stand.
Litany of errors at the moment. Baldwin, the Welsh hooker, who had a very good World Cup, he's struggling a little bit to find his mark, as Rob Baxter looks on, no doubt. Frustrated with Chudley as well, who had a great game last week. But his geography is all over the place there.
Baldwin, perfect again. Bigger, Tipperick. It's gone forward. Exeter might try and break this on. Still advantage. Is Noel. Can be such an elusive runner and a powerful runner as well. Cameron Dickey to Steenson. No knock on from Slade. There goes Jess. Armand can't take it. And the flag is up again.
A few too many fingers and thumbs from Exeter at the moment. They're looking as if they're trying to overplay this game a little bit. And that time Scott Baldwin does find his man. Very strong defence there. Sam Hill is a powerful man. Inside centre doesn't get the kudos of his mate, but he's a big hitting 12. He can make a dent when he's tackling. He can cross a gain line running straight.
Taken by James King. I use the word versatile for Jack Noel, or James King in a forward sense. Exactly the same. He's operating at 8 today, but also a blind side and second row of some repute. Jess screams for the mark.
Too long from Leonard.
There's Dan Evans.
Stop.
Kicking exchange between the two sides. Evans again. A lot of space here for Steenson. Acres in front of him. And didn't use it particularly well.
Well, he and James Short were just not on the same wavelength there. Counter-attack, quite often you'll see the ball catcher come back the way the kick has gone because the defence is stretched across the field. Steenson comes back looking for that. You can see he wants to come back down this channel, but Short doesn't read it. Short comes in. Between the two of them, they're not certain. Henry Slade's there. He doesn't have a clue what's going on.
James Short, the former Saracens winger, also had that spell at London Irish.
And that was more like the Owen Jones we know and love in the second row. Beautiful take.
Former All Black Brendan Leonard. Was Rhys Webb out injured? Missed the World Cup with that rather unique break, we're told, to the foot.
Number 14, white.
Offside.
Well, there's only one club team in the world who can do what we're about to see now. There are a number of scrum halves who can kick as well as Brendan Leonard, and he is a superb kick. But I don't think there's another team that employs its fly half as its main chaser. Bigger is just astonishing. I mean, when he plays sometimes, with his ability to take a high ball, you sometimes think he's half a full back, and here he chases now, and you think he's half a full back. Pressure comes on, ball is won. He will win endless high balls in a game. Doesn't quite know where the one is, but his timing is tremendous. Is there any other team where a fly half is the main chaser?
And he seems to absolutely love it as well.
Well, he's a big man and he thrives on the physical challenge.
You guys are...
And he makes it 6-0.
Well, that's good play from the Ospreys. It was an excellent kick from the scrum half, brilliant chase from Bigger, and when Exeter concede penalties, they will be punished in this game. They cannot afford to concede anything. Their discipline not good enough at the moment, perhaps a little too ambitious in their own half. Exeter have not made a good start to this game.
Stop, you! Number 5, stop, thank you. Okay,
Just the one win last season, the Ospreys in Europe. First match, home to Treviso. Did get that draw against Racing, but it was a disappointing campaign. A very good one in the Pro 12. This young and developing squad. Carry from Damien Welsh, former Scarlet. Coming out the side again, the Chiefs will not be happy with their discipline thus far. Julian Salvi, the latest to be penalised.
7.
5 penalties in less than 20 minutes. It is not a winning recipe here, not with this man lined up against you. He'll boot the ball a long way out of hand, and he's very accurate from the kicking tee. Keep your eye out for that blue scrum cap. There it goes, number 7. You wear a scrum cap like that and you're coming from the side, it makes it very easy for a referee, in this instance Marius Maitreya, to spot Julian Salvi. He's a very good player, but that was too obvious.
Leonard will be furious about that.
Was forward by 9.
You can see the rain still in the air, as it has been for quite a few days in these parts.
It's better than that. Good ball there as well from Lloyd Ashley. Really good ball, and Leonard is furious there. Atmosphere.
Ready? Crouch! Bye! Set!
It's both open sides with light blue headgear on.
Use that!
Let's make them very obvious. Also Jack Knoll. Here's Ewers.
With a low chop.
A lot of space there. And the Chiefs find it.
Much better for the Chiefs there. Getting the front foot, not overplaying their game. Just looking for territory. There's Dan Lydiot on Ewers. Really good low tackle. That's the way to take Dave Ewers down. You go high on this man and he will ball carry and he'll offload. Is there a better exponent of the chop tackle in the game than that man, Dan Lydiot? It's probably a rhetorical question, isn't it? Here's Jack Nowell, who's treated with a little bit of contempt there by Daffith Howells, 14, but he's playing on the left wing. And here's a really fine tackle here. Bang.
Yes.
Alan Wynne-Jones there to help, but Lydiot doesn't need it.
Steel plate inserted side socket during the World Cup. And there he is again. Bigger. And Bigger gets enough on that. Well, Rob Baxter, the Chiefs boss, is on standby to talk to Graham Simmons.
Rob, have you recognised your team in the first 20 minutes?
Yeah, we're a little bit edgy, aren't we? You know, and that's going to happen a little bit. So we're a little edgy. We've probably been the architects of our own errors, really, haven't we? You know, Nosey trying to an offload, which meant we had to double up on a set of defence on the blind side, and you know, and right now we're running a move there that is normally a well-organised move, and we're running all over the shop. I think we're just a little bit nervous, a little bit edgy. I think we'll calm down because physically we're well in the game. You know, we've carried and got some momentum with individual carries. We've put in some good sets of defence. I just think the guys need to, I don't want to say need to relax. It's not about that. We need to calm down a little bit, just do what we do, but do it decisively. And I think there's a lot in this game for us.
Straight at the sticks here for Gareth. Thanks for your time, Rob. Appreciate it.
Well, this might help. Extra calm down. Shot at goal for Gareth Steenson.
Yeah, this is what Rob Baxter's talking about. Moves that are frenetic, people all over the place there. So many times ball has gone to ground. Just the adrenaline not under control at the moment. They've come here, they want to play, and they're playing too fast at the moment. Now Steenson can take a minute here and do what he's done so often in his career for Rob Baxter's Exeter and take his opportunities. And he will need to today, because when you come up against bigger, there's big pressure on your goal kicker to take every opportunity.
55 points his total in the Premiership this season, all 19 against Leicester last week. This for a settling 3 points this evening in Swansea. And what a good kick again from Gareth Steenson. We've got two very good exponents tonight in Bigger and Steenson. The 10s sides cannot afford anything within range.
Lovely strike from Steenson. He's long been an underestimated fly halfer. There was a time when you felt his career was coming to an end here at Exeter. Slade was playing fly half, but Baxter realised Slade wasn't quite ready, and Steenson's back there. He's now captain, pivotal figure.
Chase from Eli Walker, and then the offside. It's unfortunate for the Ospreys, really.
Good kick-off, wasn't it, from Bigger, and an excellent chase from Eli Walker. Dimitri Ahip gets there. Super chase. And there's the Moldovan there. Just nothing he can do. I still don't know what's happened to the accidental offside. It happens so quickly. It's not deliberate. What has happened, Miles? Has it disappeared from the law book, or is it just utterly out of fashion now?
I think the latter. Yes, he was instinctive there from Walker, wasn't he? He didn't really know what was happening. Chudley. Noel takes the wide pass, and this might release Matt Jets, who can really motor. Takes on Evans on the outside. He's got support from James Short. The two wingers together in harness, but snuffed out again. Defences thus far from both sides have been on top.
He's a good finisher, Matt Jess, and he's got pace, but not many people go outside Dan Evans. Evans is one of those really underestimated players in Welsh rugby. He's an excellent attacking fullback, but he picked beautiful angles defensively.
He's made over 500 metres in the Pro 12 this season already. His opposite number is Jack Knoll, the two fullbacks today, Dan Evans, Jack Knoll. Here's Sam Hill. Big Dave Ewers. Chudley. Steenson. Loves that little show and go. He's very good at it. Knoll. Double tackle, Matavesi in there. Along with Bigger. To get back to their feet because the Chiefs are coming at the Ospreys here, getting more and more into the game. The English side. Ewers again. Chudley looking around, he's got short. Chudley in there again. So too Tipperick. Trying to disrupt, trying to slow it down. Cowan Dickey took exception to that. Chudley again. Bigger went for the rim, didn't quite work. Working really hard here, the Chiefs. That was Francis.
Ospreys having to work hard in defence because it's much more patient ball control, ball retention from the English side.
There's Loosehead Hepburn using his weight just to drive his man on. They're getting ever closer. In comes Hill. It's a bit of a battering ram himself, the inside centre. Plenty of weight to help out the forwards. Mitch Lee's one of those forwards. Matavesi tries to stop him. It's all about big muscle, this, from both sides. Flexing away, Cowan Dickey. And still! Oh, Luke Cowan Dickey.
Okay, we're checking that. Stefano?
Sì, Marius.
Any reason why I cannot do the try? Just checking the grounding.
Any reason not to award a try?
Wasn't so. It's just. I know what you mean, but it was just. You didn't survive the 3 now, okay? Yeah, I know what you mean. Sorry.
Might be a reason.
I still think he just about has control.
Has he got control? Stefano Penne looking at
Sto
this.
controllando se abbiamo delle altre telecamere, Marius.
Okay?
Let's just say it's a subjective call here.
The way he looked up after he scored, he knew there was a bit of a problem emerging.
Yes. Let me tell you what I'm seeing from here. It looks like he loses possession unless you tell me otherwise.
Yes, he loses possession just before the grounding is a knock-on white.
So scrum, 5 meter, black ball.
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Plenty of looks at it, and the rather sheepish look from Luke Cowan Dickey was justified in the end.
You're right, he did look. He looked to his left, didn't he? Does anyone see that? The eyes are everywhere, Luke. It must be a matter of centimetres there. And that is a big chance there gone for Exeter, because that was a fantastic drive from their forwards. You know, in American football terms, they marched that ball downfield. Nothing flash. They didn't use the wide receivers, didn't go out wide to the likes of Nowell and Jess. Short, they just pick and drove, and you just felt they're there. And that is a real miss there from the hooker.
A sudden burst of energy, but not quite the finish. Pretty big scrum this, and the referee knows it. He wants it absolutely right.
Quiet, please. You need to hold your feet, okay? And you need to stay steady, okay? Please, let's go. Let's do it again.
Close the gap there.
Just keep your balance, please. Don't step off like that, okay? Crouch! Bind! Set!
Chiefs felt they were going forward, but they were on the angle.
Alec Hepburn had such a fine game against Leicester last week, penalised there, and Bigger will drive his team away from the danger zone. Baxter will be frustrated with the outcome there, but he'll be far happier with the overall control of Exeter there. You can see number one at the angle there.
What's the numbers?
Just don't shorten your body up and then change the angle.
Hepburn still talking to the referee as he passed him there at the line out about the decision. Walker charging after this, and he's there to put pressure on Short, but Short comes through and shows his strength again. Certainly powering those legs, we saw it many a time in Saracens' colours. Quite work out for him at London Irish. Leonard to Evans. Good chance to counter that time because Henry Slade was up very quickly too.
Sam Hill was slightly wider and he really cut off the missed pass as well. Hill did a brilliant defensive job there.
Baldwin.
There's the ball, quiet.
Leonard. Just where Bigger wanted it from his scrum half. But Chudley, the Exeter scrum half, be pretty pleased where it came. And there's Short again. Oh yes! That is that power from Short. And no doubt about that finish.
That's superb there. The Chiefs fans charmed by the brilliance of Will Chudley. He was magical against Leicester last week. He's a player I like a lot, and his little dummy there from the clearance kick was quite exquisite, and Short's finished. It left James King and Dan Bigger lying in the dirt. Bigger goes long, looks for territory, and then the press. Chudley, look at that for a dummy. Superb, the dummy, then the change of pace. Fixes his man, and Short inside and then on the out. Bigger can't get there. King taken for speed. Made by Chudley, finished by Short. That's a brilliant score for Exeter.
Chudley just given that time by the kick to set himself and then come up with that lovely piece of skill, and that was a classic piece of finishing from Short, the in and out.
And again, running the counter back down the channel where the kick came from. They found space. Ospreys much wider.
And Steenson with the extra two. 6-0. Rob Baxter was talking about his side not having settled into the game. Well, they're certainly in it now. So we approach half-time. Lovely dummy. And then look at this from Short. Back, gone.
So often, Miles, that's where the space is, where the kickers come from. There's no chasers on the narrow side. They're covering the width of the pitch, and Exeter exploited that space superbly.
Run, just a tackle. Use it!
Chudley will have to scurry here.
Stop. Hold.
Steenson's long kick. Now it's Evans' turn to have space in front of him. Carries the ball a long way. It's a bit forward maybe from Bigger there as he went wide. Paul James. That was high. And that's dropped by Matavesi, and he'll wait for his teammates to decide.
Paul James taken high by Mitch Lees there. Again, it's not a straight arm. A couple of years ago, it's not even a penalty, but it is every time now. Ospreys, they're employing a four-man net in defence from the kick. They'll kick long, and once Chudley's box kicks was taken out of the equation, he couldn't go high and hang the ball. It was always a great opportunity for the Ospreys to counter, and they can do that because they've got so many bend back. That's Chudley's beautifully timed, exquisite pass, the pace to beat King, and then go on the outside of Bigger.
But this to cut it to just 1 point.
Good Lord.
And he doesn't.
That's a rarity. He's missed by a long way.
It's raining, it is windy. Elements against the players in many respects today, but that was a long way off from Dan Bigger, really was for him. Don't see that very often at all. Bigger miss by that distance.
Bigger miss. Very rare either, yeah.
James again. Had a spell in England's West Country with Bath. Matavesi. Can't stop carrying Paul James today. Timber can't carry that one. Little chip in behind here might be interesting. Chip came from Damien Welsh. Big man did well, but delicate. James King.
Exeter just two men patrolling very deep. Jess and Steenson now just going backwards to a wing position to take the box.
Noel thought about the pass.
Wait, tackle. Use that.
Chudley. That's Lees, the former London Welshman. Up from Steenson. Biggest take.
Wait, use it.
So no fly half here. Matavesi quite happy to step into that role. Played it internationally. Cover for the Chiefs though. Rather cagey end to this half. There's not much in it, is there, between the two teams? David Howells, his European debut, only 20 years of age. Lydiard.
Quiet, no more of that, please.
Dimitri Arhip. Leonard quickly in to serve Bigger. Bigger after his own kick here. Oh, he's got it. Absolutely superb. Then it's Baldwin. Suddenly it's not cagey anymore. And the Ospreys get a chance to cut that gap to one after Bigger's recent miss.
It's that hybrid, half full-back, half fly, half Dan Bigger. This is quite amazing. He's like a cross between Lee Halfpenny and Phil Bennett, isn't he? bombs it up as a fly half, chases it as a full back. Look at the bravery and look at his eye, always on the ball. He's never going to lose that to Matt Jess. Brilliant play. He's a full half or a fly back, that man.
Combination of Phil Bennett, Lee Halfpenny, that is something I'm sure Dan Biggar would take. He's a star now in his own right. Oh! Same side. Almost if he tried to keep it out of the wind, keep it low. It didn't work.
Well, Exeter now will go into the interval in the lead, and they've been very lucky to concede as many penalties as they've done. To concede 2 in such kickable range as those that Biggar have missed. They're a very, very lucky team there. I think Rob Baxter will be pleased with the fact that after a bad 20 minutes, his side got into this game, they got the game drive going, they were patient, scored the try, but they've got to sort out their discipline. For Ospreys, well, they're banging this game, it's going to be a tight second half.
Ospreys know in any pool, certainly this one, as Biggar goes again, you can't take it cleanly that time. You cannot afford those home defeats, especially round 1 when you want to hit the ground running. Chudley back, ball off the field, and Exeter will be content with that. Still plenty of work to do. Club with clear direction, and they know where they want to go in this competition as well now. The Ospreys too, and they want to return to rain keeps falling. Ospreys might not be able to affect the weather, but they can change the scoreboard. And there is a change in their personnel. Aaron Jarvis is on for Dimitri Arhip at tight head prop. Remember, Arhip going into this match having missed the Moldovan international last week because of the chicken pox. Ensured he wasn't still in the infectious stage, but clearly that does leave you a little bit groggy. Do well to put in a 40 minutes. Considering. Straight into that rain and through it, ploughing on is Dan Biggar with one of those Garrios. Jarvis gets an early touch. Matavesi to Evans. He's got Spratt outside.
It's that magical half kick, isn't it? Fantastic.
James King, Brendan Leonard, Dan Biggar. Jarvis does well to react. And Biggar is going for the long drop goal. He's not got the distance. And indeed, nor the direction. But again, it was advantage. One of those from much closer range in the first half. Biggar, when he knew a penalty was coming.
I think it was against England at Twickenham he did this half kick. He doesn't go through with the kick, and because of that, it just lands in an area between the line of the defence and between the back three. And he just opens himself up to this catch. Quite brilliant there. This is not poor defending from Exeter. It's Biggar. He's got this kick. I don't think anyone in the world has got this half up and under of his. It's quite brilliant. But now he has to turn his brilliance into points. He missed a couple of very easy kicks in the first half.
With the caveats of the conditions. And I was disappointed with both misses. First one was way off the mark. And when he tried to keep it out of the wind and go low, that was a hook. From that angle, you think he's going to kick left-footed. No, at all. Step back in and back to what he does so well.
Just watch the kick-in style. Boom, little chip. boot doesn't follow through as it normally does with kickers. It's a little dink there. Brilliant.
Well, he made that one himself, Dan Bigger. And makes up for those misses in the first half.
Backwards by White, play on. Play.
Important first score of the second period to the home team. It's Lloyd Ashley.
Use that!
Brendan Leonard. Jack Knoll.
Does well.
Away from the first man, was Howes. Spratt gets in to make the tackle, offloads to find Armand. Chudley. Ewers has got plenty of support, two front rowers there with him. And Selvey.
Run!
Ewers again. Chudley to Steenson, and then Knoll again. Small, he slips the first tackle. Time the attempt came from Bigger.
Well, they've got Knoll now making the little sneaky breaks, and then Ewers coming on hard. This is Exeter doing what they do very well now.
But that's the Ospreys doing what they do well too at the breakdown, and Evans will chip in behind. Timberick might get onto this and does. Let's try score a short. Might open up for him a little bit. Matavesi, when he goes in hard, does Josh Matavesi. Steenson. Evans trying to get across, but he's going to be beaten by the ball there.
That's a very intelligent kick from Gareth Steenson. He hits it really low because there's a drizzle, because the ground is wet, as you can see there. Hits it low, so there's no time for Evans, but Evans goes quickly, and it's back to Bigger.
Both sides have a man being treated, as you can see, round halfway. The ball in play, and Knoll. And Evans puts down that rain, getting heavier.
Time. An injury. Time off, please.
Dave Ewers, there's plenty of ball for him in this second half thus far. Matavesi okay, I think. Yeah, going to stay on. Tipperick also was down. He was on halfway.
This is now moving from a drizzle into persistent rain, and I'm just thinking of Graham Simmons' interview with Rob Howley, and you know, Rob was talking about dominance, and it becomes territorial dominance, playing in the right parts of the pitch. So right now, Jack Nowell is carrying a lot, but the key to this game is going to be where you carry. Think back to yesterday and Toulouse in the first half. They carried a lot. If you carried in the wrong part of the field, you'll lose the game. This now seems to be a Sunday night where you play in the right part of the field, you win the game.
Slade. Well, that went really high, and it's taken superbly by Evans, and he's got away here. Good run from Dan Evans after that tape. Leonard. Block from King. And Bigger getting trapped, but it's a penalty. We'll like what he sees when he gets up, Dan Bigger.
Listen, two, come here. You went with your hands past the ball, and then you have go to the ball. Go on the ball, please. So not supporting anybody with too many infringement of the breakdown.
Hands beyond the ball, then he comes back, so he's in an offside position. He's stopping them playing. It's two moments of individual brilliance from the Ospreys that have turned this deficit into what looks like being an Ospreys advantage now. Dan Evans, who's a fine fullback, very commanding there, beats short to the ball, and then he's just so determined. The spin picks off Thomas Francis, who's got no chance, and then he's away. Handy there, you can see hands in front of the ball, stopping the Ospreys playing. Good refereeing from Maitreya.
They really are good spots from the refs, those. It's all arms and legs at the breakdown. Bigger hits the upright. He knew it was in trouble and was anxious from the moment it left the tee. Armand sliding towards the touchline. You can see the mark that was left in the turf. I don't think the football club will be too happy about that one.
All those three misses, Miles, are right to left, and they're quite big fades on it.
It's another penalty for Bigger.
Need to release the ball.
The discipline is proving the undoing of Exeter at the moment. That is 11 penalties conceded in 47 minutes. That's one every 5 minutes or less. Can't win this game. I mean, they're very fortunate that Bigger's having a nightmare with the boot from his point of view. Otherwise, they could be in a lot more trouble. Cowan Dickey, 4 penalties as well.
Yeah, all to his name.
Judged to be held in the tackle, then he went again.
Bigger needs this one.
Started out at the right post because every kick has been going the other way, the misses.
It was tight, but it's there. And the point is, it came immediately after the other miss, so it's almost psychologically for the Ospreys as if the other one didn't happen. Exactly how a side likes it. 12-10, the Ospreys lead. They've turned it around from 10-6 down at half-time. Ashley. Leonard. Bigger again. That's going to take some catching, but it's way over the head of Steenson. That's good use of what was behind him there.
That is how you play the territorial game there. That's a brilliant kick from Bigger. It's a mixed afternoon, but that's a majestic strike of the ball. Drops very deep to give himself time. Exeter can't get near him. It's gone a mile. Wind's got hold of that. You see the ball accelerate almost, don't you? As it's coming down, it just whoosh, it goes.
And that was the forecast for the wind to get stronger as the evening goes on. Chiefs making a change. Ian Witten's come on. Off goes Matt Jest.
Ball! Exeter yet to make it into the Ospreys 22 in this half.
One stop, man! Away black now.
Witt was the one change to the starting 15 last week against Leicester. Hill came in for him.
Stop!
Evans certainly looking to play the territory game here, the Ospreys. Use that wind. Bigger, Leonard, oh, he's seen a line here. Leonard bursting through. Tipperick, that is way forward.
It's a mile forward.
Tipperick's gone on, the officials just weren't in line. They were trying to keep up with play. Leonard didn't release there, and there's a chance. Still might be on this side. Evans. Pace players taking it to that point where it won't be possible to go back.
That is appalling officiating. That is a mile forward.
Just couldn't get there, could they? But having said that, we weren't in line, and you could see it was way forward.
Miles, my mother saw it, and she's in Newport. That's unbelievable. That's incredible. By the way, it was quite brilliant. Bigger's been kicking all day. Exeter wait for the kick. Bang, he changes his mind. The inside ball to Leonard. That's an exquisite piece of play by the fly half. Boom. And Leonard, he is quick. He's greyhound quick. Now watch this, if you want to see a forward pass, you'll never see more of a forward pass.
Now the Ospreys who've got a little bit caught out here. Walker's got a long way to go back. Oh, in went short, but Walker comes away with it. He's got a lovely, easy running style. Covers the ground so quickly, the winger. Matavesi, bigger. And it's Spratt, and it's back inside the cheese hole very quickly. And Tipprick's going after Noel. Oh, nearly got him. Noel gets it away.
Oh, what a kick from Noel as well, that is.
Back goes Howes. Gives it to Evans. Who's going to want to claim this? Kick from Chudley to Howes.
Keep coming back.
And then Bigger has sliced this. This will be Jack Noel. Relentless passage of play, this.
Use that.
Unbelievable mix, isn't it, of absolute brilliant rugby and desperate stuff. It's great. It's great.
No, stay back.
Way by Lee, Slade. The Chiefs themselves want to play a bit of territory, and they do.
Well, Dan Bigger, and this is a real curate's egg of a night for Bigger. What's your take on it?
Well, what I absolutely love about it is that when everything's going well, you can talk about him being one of the best fly halves. But what I've been so impressed by tonight, that he's missed 3 kicks that he'd normally put away in his sleep on a training field, and then he gets back up and puts Leonard through a hole, gets back up and stands in the pocket and smashes it long, gets back up, chips it over the top, retakes it himself. So he has this, we always talked about Tiger Woods at his best, that ability to perhaps miss a putt and then ignore it by the time he gets to the next tee. Psychologically very strong, Dan Bigger.
And that's strong from Lloyd Ashley at the line out, and the Ospreys clear.
It wasn't always that way with Dan Bigger in the early years. You can remember there was a feeling for a while that Reece Priestland actually was the mentally stronger of the two, but Bigger has come through in a spectacular fashion. And, you know, it hasn't been his greatest game, but his mental strength is sensational.
Well, there's no substitute for experience, is there? Going through the things that make the player good and bad. There's Luke Cowan-Dickey and Alec Hepburn.
He's lost that.
Why missed the ball?
Wasn't released by Hepburn.
Sorry,
Stuart.
Miles, you talked about experience. Just going to say that the one thing at the moment that perhaps Exeter lack and look to be lacking is a little bit of experience here at the moment. There's just one or two silly little things that in a Premiership week in terra firma, in the game that they know week in, week out, they don't make the errors that we're seeing here. Ball's lost there, hang on to it, hold it back, penalty. You just don't see Exeter making mistakes like that week in, week out.
Well, they knew it was going to be a step up. Chatting with Rob Baxter in the week about that particular issue. So eager to get back into Europe, and those 2 seasons with 4 wins in their 12 games, all against Welsh opposition, those wins. So that continues tonight, then they won't be complaining. And there's the club captain, Jack Yendall, who is onto the field now at hooker for Luke Cowan-Dickey, and the Ospreys hooker Scott Baldwin to throw in.
Well played there, Welsh.
There's Selvey and Steenson and Slade, who's got the angle to get the ball round. Dan Evans gives that a bit of leather.
Super work from Welsh, who's having a good game today. His line-out work, excellent. Not one of the stars of this Exeter team, but he gets up fast. I say fast because he gets in front of King. It's not about getting higher. He beats him to the ball.
Well, I mentioned Armand steals in the Premiership. Well, Welsh and his takes in the Premiership. He's at the top of that log. Wins another. You can hear the Chiefs supporters giving encouragement to their side. At the moment, a losing bonus point. They've come for more, though. Sort of living the dream, weren't they, their previous European experiences. Some lovely memories for the players and their supporters, but now they want to take that extra step.
Now's the time for them to deliver, to stop being everyone's second favourite team. They've got to be a team fans don't like, fear them because they're so dangerous.
Ewers nearly got a chance to get that ball away from the tackle, and then Alan Wynne-Jones in with a boot.
It's just this game at the moment. The second half has been dominated by a few big plays from a few experienced players. There's Welsh, who's had a cracking game at the line-out. 7 line-outs today, and he's got a couple of nicks as well. But this second half has been more about bigger and the little bits of brilliance. Dan Evans, Tipperick sticking a boot in here and there. Exeter have got to get their game going again.
There's Armand.
One stop 9.
Chudley. Hill to Short. Short was blocked off by James King. Chudley, Steenson. That's Hill on the crash ball again. And that time, the Ospreys going off their feet at the breakdown.
Off his feet. Not supporting your body weight. Yes. 7 and 6, both.
Quite clear, Lydiate and Tipperick. The open side can't believe it. Both told they did not support their body weight. He was determined, the Italian referee. Here's Maitreya with that call. He knew what he wanted to say, said it. Sam Hill carries. Lydiate's off his feet. I can see why Tipperick's thinking, well, hang on a minute, but Lydiate is definitely off his feet.
Yeah, Tipperick thought it was him, it wasn't.
Well, he did say 6 and 7, and I think that's why Justin Tipperick was a little bit confused, but Lydiate was stretched long over that ball.
And 6 had sorted the issue.
Yeah, he did.
So he's had the 2 chances, that penalty goal and conversion. Our only try this evening, scored by James Short. And he takes his 3rd chance. Back in the lead.
Isn't it ironic at the moment? The reason Exeter are winning, you can look at it and say, is because they've got the kicker who's not missing. At the Liberty Stadium.
8. 8 wide to set.
Here comes Tom Johnson. First time this season.
5 or 8. Can you repeat? 8. 8.
8 caps for England. His injury problems of late. Good to see him back. And off goes Don Armand, who might be interesting England selectors in the seasons to come, as that man might as well. Well, surely will Henry Slade, but that is a mistake. And the Ospreys will look to take full advantage of this.
Well, Slade is adamant that it went backwards and then bounced forward. It's very hard from that angle to tell. If it hasn't gone forward, you could see why it's given. I don't think Henry Slade can argue about that.
Well, he's run past it to make it forward.
Yeah.
He's probably more annoyed with himself there.
Well, he's just handed a gilt-edged opportunity to the Ospreys. I mean, 6-7 metres from the try line, and they haven't had to do anything at all for this. He's got a right to be annoyed with himself.
You mentioned your mum, she had to put up with you always blaming somebody else.
Times when it's quite difficult, that was one of them.
You need to keep it steady. You need to get the hit right, okay? Both of you. Keep it steady, you get the hit. Here's the mark. Yeah, no free engage. Yes, Simon.
Yandel's a very strong scrummager, isn't he? That'll it'll help Exeter here.
Out! Hey! Set!
That stage of the game, their side, if they can grab hold of the match, it could be the key moment. Want to get this right, you can see it on the faces of the Ospreys players, desperate to get this right.
Release White now! White! 6 release!
They know they're up against some defence here from the Chiefs.
Big has always got that drop goal option we know all about.
And Lydiot puts it on the floor.
Oh.
Leonard quite happy here for the forwards to drive it on. James goes on. Now it's Leonard, back to Bigger, right in front. Little chip straight through. Thank you very much, says Dan Bigger. Forward setting it up. Leonard knew what he wanted. It was just about picking the right moment to find that man's boot.
Yeah, that's cracking play from the Ospreys pack. Gnarled operators. They knew what they had to do for their fly half. They gently put him in position. He did the rest.
Oh, look at this from the restart. Howes, little shimmy as well. Chip over the top. Noel stepped in a little bit there. Crowd didn't like it. Here's Johnson. Shooting at the touchline there was David Howes. And there is Evans. Up comes Noel again. And Bigger.
He makes 40 metres with just the perfection of this kick chase game. Don't worry about 3 passes and a sidestep and beating defenders. Just kick the thing in the air and chase like hell. Does it so well. I mean, he's probably the most influential player on the pitch, and yet he's made so many errors. It's astonishing. Fantastic technique again.
Graham.
Griff Rees, if you could step down now, press the pause button before this scrum goes, what would you say to your team right now?
I think we just got to take a breath, but I mean, it's an intriguing kicking battle between both sides. Obviously, Exeter trying to squeeze us back, and we're waiting for moments around our kicking game to get on the front foot, either aerially or then with possession. But it's about them trying to get possession off those kicks.
You play a lot of Australian rules with Dan Bigger, do you, in training? Because if those scouts come around from Sydney looking for him, they're going to take him away, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a wonderful skill set. I think it's a side that's defensively fast. We've tried to take that out of the equation with some kicking variation.
In terms of what gets you over the line from now, Griff, you've got a lot of experienced guys in there. You've probably got more experience on the pitch than Exeter have got, in leadership certainly. Is that key for you now?
Yeah, it can be, yeah. Just understand that we've got to be disciplined. Can't give them any easy kick returns in terms of squeezing us in and then set piece in our third.
Right, Griff, thanks very much. Boys, back to you.
Very tight, really tight this one now.
Use it!
Leonard knew he just slightly overdone that, but he gave Walker a chance. And because he's so quick, he was on Noel very speedily there. Chudley looking for the ball, finds it, but he's also found Alan Wynne-Jones.
It's a bit test of the English team now, because the Ospreys are at home and they have more experience. I think they'll fancy their chances here. It's going to be a big effort if Exeter can win this game right now. Ospreys just the favourites.
Chudley. His opposite number, Leonard, finds Evans. Matavesi. It's a good dummy in the end. Leonard, no left winger. There is the winger, Howes. Alan Wynne-Jones to Bigger, to Spratt. There's King, Tipperick, Walker. Walker goes on the outside.
Is he taking late or not?
Crowd unhappy again with that challenge. Howells, that didn't go forward, that was clear. Bigger. Howells again.
It's a nice play from Bigger again. Just got a lot of time, hasn't he? Even though he's made a few errors, the way he just buys himself and his mate's time.
Slade. Good recovery from Henry Slade.
Yeah, after an excellent kick from Dan Bigger. Matabezi's stepping, but this might not be the ideal surface to step on. Now, this is the short tackle on Eli Walker. Is it late? Kick comes in, man and ball. Dan Bigger weaving around, stepping.
Let's go, Ospreys.
Time on his hand, and a minute after that, he put in a quite exquisite kick to the corner, didn't he? Which Slade, as you say, Miles, did very well to get it back, but the Ospreys keep ball control with the line-out throw.
Double change for the Chiefs in the front row. Carl Rimmer's on, Maury Lowe is on, and that's Exeter ball. Two new props. Came off viewers, knock on, and the new props will be required along with the Ospreys' new hooker, Sam Parry, who's on for Scott Baldwin.
Yeah, you just
It's an engrossing game now, quarter of an hour to go.
You have only the free kick for that, okay? Yeah.
And certainly,
Yes, new ones. Work on stability, okay?
first half, you would say that Exeter were the better team overall. Second half, I would say that Ospreys have been the more dominant force, and they've controlled the shape and feel of this game. And they've done it through the boot of Bigger and the darting runs of Dan Evans, who's excellent again.
5, 7.
Straight to the penalty.
It doesn't matter how many kicks Bigger's missed. It's 15-13 in a European Cup match. He's not going to back out of the responsibility of having the crack from 40-odd metres, is he? It does help so much, you know. Exeter, they're becoming an experienced English team, but they're still, relatively speaking, European rookies. You look at this Ospreys team and you see Bigger, and you see Alan Wynne-Jones, and you see blokes who've been there at higher levels than this, and that counts for a lot when it gets tight.
There are the flags. Steve Tandy said there was a lift in the camp this week. And he wasn't kidding, was he? The likes of Bigger back. And back for Europe. And OK, he's missed 3 kicks tonight, but when the heat was on there, Dan Bigger.
Yeah, the drop goal, 40-metre penalty there when he needed it. The man delivered.
Matavesi wonders how he fell to the floor, but the referee says play on. Way by Yandel. Midfield with Steenson and Slade. Slade being held up. Some big men there waiting for him. Alan Wynne-Jones, Justin Tipperick, Dan Lydian. Big men, big names. They're putting.
dare I say it here, Bigger would never have sent that ball into the midfield. If you looked at the Ospreys defence there, it was 15 metres up, it was very, very fast up. May have been offside, so fast that what Exeter could not do was put that ball wide, and they went wide and they walked into a trap. Just watch what happens now as they start to go backwards. Look at Tipperick there. His timing is brilliant, but he's cut anything off, and it forces Exeter back. It forces them into all these jerseys, Alan Wynne-Jones and company, and again, international experience. Look at the three men making the choke. Tipperick, Lydiate, Alan Wynne-Jones, the first three men there. All about experience. And dare I say it, from Exeter's point of view there, inexperience.
The referee says now it's the Ospreys who take it down.
Number 1, Henry.
And Steenson has just got it there.
We talk about Bigger really having the nerve to play under pressure. This guy Steenson won't be afraid to play either. That kick there, he went for maximum length.
Quickly done by the Chiefs at the line out. There's Hill and Chudley and Steenson to Manavesi. He's going to be rolled on here. He'll have to work because Noel is quick. Tries the angle. He's there.
And the home crowd think that is that. No sooner, as I said, Steenson will not be afraid to go for it. He throws the intercept. Josh Matavesi, he's taking some gigantic breaths there because Jack Nowell was hunting him down. But the international centre picked his angle really well here. He sees the intercept, reads it really easily. But watch what he does now. Now is hunting him out. And he just has to change the angle there. Dave Ewers doesn't get to him. 7 points, 25-13. And Exeter are almost out of this one. Ospreys fought back brilliantly this half.
10-6 down at half-time. Matavesi, he's a sizable centre, and this is the change of angle. He knew he had to do something, and then he used the greasy surface for that last metre or two.
Yeah, if he stays straight, I think Nowler's going to cut him off. He just turned him. He slipped a couple of times, but in the end, he kept his balance when most needed. Exeter have to score immediately now.
Well, push as it came off Howes, and the Ospreys get the penalty.
The little errors are adding up now as far as Exeter are concerned. Here Whitton. And Rob Baxter looking on. Exeter did not come here for a bonus point defeat. They came here hoping, expecting a win. And Ospreys, who've had a very difficult start to the Pro 12 League, well, they built on their win against Zebra last week. This is by far their best performance. It's been a very good, a smart and mature second half. Here's the intercept again.
5, 9 and 10.
Josh Matavesi's try with a new 3-year contract during the Rugby World Cup. Away with Fiji, of course. Back with the Ospreys and back scoring a vital Champions Cup try.
He wouldn't be the fastest for GM, would he? But he had the speed to go 75 metres. He's a good player. Steenson's gone now, so you imagine Slade moves into 10, throwing everything at it. Nowell into centre. Well, not yet, no.
One black.
Now stayed at full-back. Michele Campagnaro's come on into the centre. The Italian international Dave Lewis also on. Ollie Atkins too. So scrum half and lock those men.
Campagnaro's a very exciting runner, isn't he? But This is a terrible situation now. Wyn Jones and mates have got the ball. Leonard up. Ooh.
There's Whitten. Ryan Bebbington also on for the Ospreys. Up Trop. Up from Evans.
Play on.
Just over 5 minutes. It's new man Lewis, scrum half. Ollie Atkins involved as well. There's Ewers.
He's been handled well. Good low tackle from Tipperick again.
Slade, mistake. And that could be it as the Ospreys regain possession now, courtesy of that error from Henry Slade.
Big error, a big effort from the back row, I think, Miles, all day. Tipperick has been very good.
Black 12.
Lydiate has been strong. King between them has been excellent. What they've done, they have stopped. Well, you can see there, King, Lydiate, right at the top of the tacklers. They've stopped Ewers and they've killed the momentum of Exeter, and that's hurt them.
Well, Josh Matavesi, the try scorer, is leaving the field rather gingerly. I think it took it out of him. Hanno Dirksen returns to action. It wasn't in the original 23. Ben John, though, going down with the flu over the weekend. So off goes Matavesi.
Time on.
And that smile from Dan Bigger, I think he feels that the job might just be done here.
Keep it up.
And those missed kicks don't matter. Not the ones that really mattered.
I give you the mark, you take your space, okay? Okay, don't walk back, please, okay? Make sure you don't pre-engage now.
It looks and it feels like one team with so much more international and European experience have just brought it to bear in this second half. It really does. Exeter look today like a team who are still on the up, but still got a lot more to learn than an Ospreys team who have taught them some lessons in how to manage a match, especially this second half.
Whistle goes again, and important seconds for the Chiefs disappear. So time for your Heineken man of the match.
Well, it's not that conventional because it's been an error-strewn performance by the man, but Dan Bigger missed 3 absolute sitters, but he steered this team with his calm, his ability to bounce back from errors, and when they needed the drop goal to put them in front, he delivered. Bigger has been everything today for the Ospreys that Exeter haven't had behind a scrum, to put them in place, to put them in territory, to win this game. That's why Dan Bigger is my Heineken man of the match.
More seconds disappear.
Nobody hooked the ball.
I think it's cracking enough. I'll just go back. The back row from the Ospreys have been excellent. You know, been a lot of talk in England about Dave Ewers, but Lydiate, he's been in his chopping form. And Tipperick, we haven't seen him running around as we know he can, but his defensive work has been excellent. And I'm sure that Gatland will be watching this and thinking, blimey, have I got some good options in the back row.
Let's go quicker, please.
That man, James King, he's been really good as well. Difficult season for Dan Baker. His season has dropped off a bit, but King, he's played at a real level of consistency again.
Although he's clearly an identified individual, with along with Rory Thornton, both announced as the latest national dual contract recipients. Here's Jonathan Spratt.
Cramped up. He looked to pass to David Howes. Look, Howes has now just gone down.
He's off the pitch. wasn't there. Out comes Dirksen to put the pressure on, and does with that tackle. As Howes is off the field getting treatment, and Spratt had no one to pass to. Lewis out trying to get a losing bonus here now for the Chiefs. Could be very useful. Campagnaro into action for his new club in Europe. Ex-Treviso man, that was Ewers. It seemed at one stage, early in the second half, that Ewers was starting to get maybe a winning involvement for the Chiefs. It's not turned out that way. Lewis dropped by short. He was the one who got the try in the first half. And as the Chiefs seek similar now to try and get this losing bonus point, Short drops it. Just a minute left.
Howes is not staying on. He's been holding the hamstring. Hopefully it's cramped, but it doesn't look good. But there you can see, latter part of this game, it has been a strong finish in the last quarter of this game from the Ospreys. Exeter blanked for the last quarter, Miles.
Black 8.
So Parry's been down, Aaron Jarvis as well. There is Dan Baker about to come on. Tom Haberfield will replace David Howes.
Just had a couple of generals, haven't they, in Bigger and Alan Wynne-Jones that Exeter haven't had today. Here's this score that finished it, but really, you know, you would say that the Ospreys had the game control to have closed that game out. They looked by far the better team in this second half. That's the icing on the cake, but they have been good.
Don't think he's ever been as pleased to see a try line. Josh Matabasi there.
Crouch!
Right, one more play for the Ospreys here, and they have had a very good evening's work. Bordeaux-Bergler and Clermont-Auvergne, the other two sides in this pool, but it's a chance still for the Chiefs to leave with something. Lewis, up comes Tipuric again, just to emphasise that point about his defensive influence on this game.
It's been fantastic. His timing and speed off the line, Miles. He's led this line defensively.
Must have been close to man of the match.
He got a mention.
No,
he normally does, doesn't he? Big fan of his.
Penalty for the Chiefs. Lewis might have waited to get everybody on the same page, but also he'd have been tempted by the fact that the Ospreys were not organised there, and there was a chance to find some quick space and meters. And Lewis again. In one of those mini games now where it's just about the bonus point, denying the opposition or gaining it from Exeter's point of view. There's Hill.
Spratt again very quick to cut off the wide channels. Just hadn't got outside there, Exeter.
There's Ewers again. Chiefs at home next week to Bordeaux-Bergler, and the back-to-backs against Clermont-Auvergne before Christmas. The Ospreys off to Clermont-Auvergne next week. The back-to-backs against Bordeaux-Bergler. Lewis, Ewers. Has to be a try. Yendel, stopped by Parry. Then Atkins, the former Edinburgh man. Noel looks a bit tired now. Especially when players find themselves on their own. And the Ospreys know, like all teams in this competition, that given the concentrated nature of this cup now, home wins are simply non-negotiable. They have to be secured. And that's exactly what they have achieved here. Under pressure, under the cosh at half-time, given the score, trailing 10-6, but they brought it right round to themselves in the second half. And that essential start, the winning home start, is there. Good performance in the second period, really good.
That was a craggy performance from the Ospreys. It was a wise performance. Experience was the real difference between the two teams. They've got a 4-0 to start this pool. Exeter have all the work to do now. They looked a little bit more immature. Ospreys, excellent. They've had some bad first weeks in the past. This is a good start for the Ospreys. Having lost their first 3 games of the season and only beaten Zebra, this is a big step up for the Ospreys today.
And the Chiefs second in the Premiership, keen to show it in Europe. They'll be very, very disappointed to leave here without a point. The win belongs to the Ospreys. Man of the match.